2, 3. Check one, check one.
Good afternoon and welcome to the graduation ceremony for Arizona State Trooper Academy Class 558. I'm Major Bill Beck, Commander of the Management Services Bureau, and it is my honor to be your Master of Ceremonies today. We hope you are as excited as we are to celebrate our newest Arizona State Troopers. We're thankful for the technology today to live stream this event for family and friends who are unable to join us. At this time, I will ask the doorway and center aisle be cleared so that the class may enter. Please hold your applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Arizona State Trooper Academy Class 558. Safety Honor Guard presents our nation's colors, and Phoenix Police Officer Mario Jenkins sings our national anthem.
Stand by! Troopers, officers, and all uniformed personnel, out and hut! Color guard, carry!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's glass gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched, who were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Order! Order! Ready! Face! Forward! March!
Today's invocation will be given by lead pastor Scott Anderson of the Living Word Bible Church, Mesa.
What an incredible honor it is to be able to host this at Living Word Bible Church. And on behalf of Living Word Bible Church, we'd like to say thank you to the men and women who lay down their life every single day so that we can enjoy the freedoms that we have. Let's pray. Dear Father, Lord, in the name of Jesus, we thank you and praise you for each and every one of these graduates today. We ask that your hand be upon them, that you guide them, you direct them. Lord, that you go before them. You protect them, Lord. You give them wisdom and guidance. Your word says if we ask for it, you'll give it liberally. So we see right now that you are making awesome ways, Lord, and that you are using them in an amazing way to continue to touch and keep Arizona safe, keep Arizona amazing. We thank and pray in Jesus' name. We say amen.
Please take your seats. As we begin today's ceremony, I'd like to introduce to you our department's senior executive leadership, the interim director of the Arizona Department of Public Safety, Colonel Ken Hunter. Assistant Director for the Highway Patrol Division, Lieutenant Colonel Destin Coleman. Assistant Director for the Criminal Investigations Division, Lieutenant Colonel Danny Lugo. Assistant Director for the Agency Support Division, Lieutenant Colonel Jenna Mitchell. Assistant Director for the Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Division, Lieutenant Colonel Tim Chung. Assistant Director for the Major Incident Division, Superintendent Bill Long. Unfortunately, Assistant Director for the Technical Services Division, Lieutenant Colonel David Bird, was unable to be with us today. It is my great honor today to introduce our guest speaker, Justice William G. Montgomery. Justice Montgomery was appointed to the Arizona Supreme Court in 2019. Prior to his appointment, he served as the Maricopa County Attorney, beginning with his election at a special election in 2010. In addition to his official duties as a county attorney, he served on numerous boards, commissions, and task forces, including chairing the Arizona Substance Abuse Partnership, the Maricopa County Justice Coordinating Council and Governor's Task Forces on Child Safety, Human Trafficking, and Sexual Assault Evidence Collection Kits. Prior to assuming elective office, Justice Montgomery served as a deputy county attorney as well as practiced civil law with a local insurance defense firm and advocacy work on behalf of victims of crime. Justice Montgomery earned a BS degree and received a commission as a second lieutenant in the Army from the United States Military Academy at West Point in 1989. During his time on active duty, he served in operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm with the 1st Cavalry Division and commanded an armored cavalry troop with the 3rd Armored Cavalry Regiment. Justice Montgomery received his law degree from Arizona State University in 2001. Please join me in welcoming Justice Montgomery.
Thank you for the introduction. I need to cut that down. I'm grateful to the leadership of the Department of Public Safety for the invitation to be here in what's no longer as new a job as it used to be. I don't get out as much as I used to. I don't know if that's because they don't trust me to be in front of people or it's just the work itself. Either way, I'm glad to be here. As I look out into the audience and I see the graduating troopers, the cadre, families and friends, and the leadership of DPS, it's hard for me to reconcile the notion that our society is not worth serving and protecting. And it's hard for me to understand voices that suggest to the contrary. It must be that they haven't had the opportunity, either personally or through the experience of others, to see the quality of the men and women willing to step forward and be a part of something that is greater than themselves. You're all an inspiration. To answer the call to duty and don the badge of an Arizona State Trooper is deserving of praise and respect. And I'm honored to be in your presence and that of your families who have supported you throughout your training. As you may have no doubt been told, you may wear the uniform, but your families will be serving along with you too. Having spent, and I did the math, so I was sorry I did it afterwards, but having spent almost a combined 30 years in public service in the Army at Maricopa County and now with the state of Arizona, I have an idea of what it means to dedicate yourself to serving others and to make sacrifices in that service. So let me presume to share some thoughts on what it is to serve. Among the many things that West Point requires new cadets to memorize is part of a speech given by General Douglas MacArthur. Appropriately titled Duty, Honor, Country, the speech offers a riveting description of what those words mean. And let me share them with you. Duty, honor, country. Those 3 words reverently dictate what you ought to be, what you can be, what you will be. They are your rallying points to build courage when courage seems to fail, to regain faith when there seems to be little cause for faith, to create hope when hope becomes forlorn. Those words continue to inspire me today and provide a reminder of how I'm supposed to carry myself in the performance of my duties and responsibilities. Your careers will have highs and lows, but by keeping your duty always before you, maintaining your sense of honor, and never forgetting the state you serve, you can always keep your head up and be proud of what you do. The vocation you now undertake reflects a role needed in any society that seeks to establish order for the enjoyment and preservation of civil liberties. And that phrase sort of makes my point. To have civil liberties is to presume you have a civil society, which in turn requires rules to set expectations about what people can and cannot do. And for such a society to work, you must have public servants willing to exercise delegated authority to preserve the peace and assist those in need. And in so doing, you become the very symbol and the personification of that civil authority. Now, I'd be a fool not to acknowledge that you're beginning your careers at a challenging time for law enforcement in general, because of the actions of a few who claim to be serving the public, but were really only serving themselves. The honor of all who do serve well has been questioned. But let me suggest that in challenging times such as these, you actually have the opportunity to make a bigger difference and have a greater impact on those you come into contact with by being mindful of not just what you do, but how you do it. That calls to mind a story. A trooper pulled over a car heading westbound on the I-10 for speeding just a few miles this side of the California border. The trooper came up to the vehicle and politely asked for the driver's license and registration. And while the trooper was writing the ticket, or maybe it was just a warning, M-O-N-T-G-O-M-E-R-Y, warning ticket, he noticed several machetes in the back seat of the car. "What are those for?" he asked warily. The driver said, "Well, I'm a juggler, and I'm on my way to LA to audition for America's Got Talent. I use them in my act. I'm going to make Simon smile." Curious, the trooper asked if the driver minded showing him the act. Well, the driver got out, grabbed the machetes, and stepped to the back of the car and started juggling them, starting with one, then two, then all 10 at the same time, underhanded in a big circle, catching them just before they hit the ground, and then behind the back, and really doing a nice job. The trooper was impressed. Just at that time, a car headed eastbound passed by the scene. The passenger hit his friend in the shoulder and exclaimed, "We are not drinking in Arizona." Did you see the DUI test they were giving that guy? Trooper safety issues aside, engaging people in a way that gives them a chance to establish they are not a threat, and you a chance to demonstrate that you're doing your job as respectfully and as safely as you can for all concerned goes a long way. A broader but similar point concerns the example you set for others in law enforcement. And in this regard, I'm reminded of another saying I was required to memorize that is credited to a Brevet Major William Jenkinsworth. "But an officer on duty knows no one. To be partial is to dishonor both himself and the object of his ill-advised favor. What will be thought of him who exacts of his friends that which disgraces him? Look at him who winks at and overlooks offenses in one, which he causes to be punished in another, and contrast him with the inflexible soldier who does his duty faithfully, notwithstanding it occasionally wars with his private feelings. The conduct of one will be venerated and emulated, the other detested as a satire upon soldiership and honor." Replace soldier with trooper and account for the fact that you do get to exercise a degree of discretion in your interactions with the public, and I think the basic point remains the same. Do your jobs without prejudice or favor. Treat those you meet with respect, and keep a professional attitude at all times. Carry out your duty with the view that someone is always watching to learn from your example and to be inspired by your commitment to honorable service. Or, today's day and age, maybe carry out your duty with the realization that someone may have a cell phone out and is waiting for you to finish up so they can post it on TikTok or Twitter. Are you acting in a way that will make Arizonans proud that you are one of our troopers? I'm certain that your cadre have trained you well and shared with you the pride that goes with the job and the tremendous reward there is in doing the right thing for its own sake and help safeguard our community and aid those in trouble. And the knowledge that in the same day, you may be a rescuing angel, pulling someone from danger in the morning, and in the afternoon, you may be the very person taking someone into custody and limiting their liberty in order to safeguard others. Troopers have been performing these duties and doing this job for decades, and you now join that legacy of service. Please keep in mind while traveling the highways at all hours of the day and night that we are counting on you to be vigilant, to be where you are needed to be when you are needed to be there, and then safely return to your families at the end of each shift until the time one day does come for you to make your last radio call and finish a job well done. We are proud that you have stepped up to serve. Congratulations on completing your training and the start of your service to Arizona. May God bless you and your families each and every day.
Thank you, Justice Montgomery. Colonel Hunter began serving as the interim director of the Arizona Department of Public Safety in January. Prior to this appointment, Colonel Hunter spent the previous 3 years serving as the deputy director for the department. Colonel Hunter is an Arizona native and accomplished law enforcement professional with a diverse and well-rounded career spanning over 33 years. He began his career as a trooper with the department in 1989 and was assigned to the Highway Patrol Division in Winslow, Arizona. As a trooper, he completed assignments in motors, commercial vehicle enforcement, and as a detective assigned to gang enforcement. Colonel Hunter promoted to sergeant in 1999, rising through the ranks from sergeant, captain, major, and assistant director. He has held a variety of leadership assignments in the Highway Patrol, Criminal Investigations, and Agency Support Divisions. Colonel Hunter received a Bachelor of Science degree in Public Safety Administration from Grand Canyon University. He is a graduate of the Police Executive Research Forum's Senior Management Institute for Police, Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command, and the Leadership in Police Organizations Command Program. Please welcome Colonel Hunter.
Justice Montgomery, we have something in common. I need to shorten that as well. In all seriousness, your dedicated service, both military and to law enforcement, is incredible. You have a very busy schedule. Thank you for spending a little time out of your schedule today to be here to address the class. It means a lot. Pastor Anderson, thank you for always your hospitality here at the church. We're very grateful. And also, can we get a round of applause for that national anthem? That was amazing. I'm not sure why you don't have your own recording contract and why you're still with Phoenix, but thank you very much. Okay, good afternoon. What an incredible privilege it is to stand here today, and an honor to congratulate Arizona's newest state troopers. It always takes a special calling to take a career in law enforcement, but none more than today in the environment we live in, where every move is scrutinized or on video. Not everyone is capable of the selfless service that it takes to be in law enforcement. Class 558, thank you for pursuing this noble profession. Your family, friends, coworkers, citizens of Arizona, join me in celebrating your accomplishment today. What you have accomplished is no easy task. Class 558, I'd like you to take a deep breath. I know they're making you sit like that, but it's really important. This is a special day. Just take a deep breath, calm your nerves, and just enjoy the moment. It's important that we sit back and we enjoy and remember moments like this in our life. This is a diverse class. We have people beginning their law enforcement career, and we have veterans that have lateraled over to the Arizona Department of Public Safety. The one thing you all have in common is that today your life changes because you're all state troopers. Speaking of being present in the moment, all of us here that wear the 7-point star didn't get here or have been successful without the support group. To all the friends and family that are here, thank you for what you did. You played a part in their lives that got them here. But unfortunately, your job's not done. They'll need you more now than ever as they make it through this career. So thank you for what you're going to do, what you've done, and thank you for what you'll do in the future to support your family or your loved one. I would like to thank the training staff of Class 558. You should too. They've demonstrated dedication, commitment in providing the highest level of law enforcement training to transform you into Arizona State Troopers. So to Captain Powell, Sergeant Covert, Troopers Westbrook, Dillon, and Sigmund, thank you, and congratulations on a job well done. The Academy of a State Trooper is different than any other of the other law enforcement academies. Every aspect of your training was designated and designed to push you to your limit and beyond, to ensure that you had the ability to maintain your composure and focus. There are 141 law enforcement agencies in the state of Arizona. That includes local police departments, county sheriffs, federal agents. There's only one agency in the state of Arizona where you have the distinct honor to be called a state trooper. Most people will go years without having an encounter with a state trooper, and when they do, it's usually a traumatic event. Be it a citation, collision investigation, or an arrest, ensure that your professionalism and your empathy leave a positive, lasting impression on the people you encounter in the spirit of our motto, which is courteous vigilance. Class 558, as you begin your career as a state trooper, I have a little bit of advice. Number one, be courageous. Keep your emotions and, more importantly, your ego in check. Don't let anyone provoke you into an unprofessional behavior. When a state trooper arrives on scene, he or she is expected to take control of the situation and make the world a safe place. Be courageous and assume command of the situation. No one knows if this is your first day or your last day on the job. What they do expect is security and knowing that a state trooper has arrived on the scene. Be tactical. Maintaining a tactical advantage at all times. Master your skill sets. Do not settle for being proficient or meeting minimum standards. Get comfortable debriefing everything that you do. Learn to accept constructive criticism and learn to get better the next time you do it. Do not become complacent. Complacency kills. Keep your guard up for your entire shift. Maintain your physical fitness. Physical conditioning is mandatory for your survival. It's also a healthy, positive way to deal with stress and pressures of your career in law enforcement. Whatever you do, whether it's running, biking, lifting, grappling, make it a habit. Be honest. Everyone makes mistakes. When you make a mistake, hold yourself accountable. Be honest of what happened. Most mistakes in law enforcement are survivable. Dishonesty is not survivable. Remember, the standard is excellence. Those that came before us, the public that we serve, and the 30 troopers who gave their lives for this agency, they deserve it. They deserve excellence. Lastly, and most importantly, failure is not an option. If you don't remember anything that I say today, remember that. Failure is not an option. In this profession, success is the only option. You must succeed. Troopers do not check 10-8 with the mindset of you win some, you lose some, or I'll try my best today and see how it goes. Come to work prepared physically, mentally, and tactically each and every day. Your coworkers, your family, and the public depend on you to do so. I'd wish you luck, but luck has nothing to do with it. Your commitment to excellence and your tenacity will ensure your success. With that, congratulations, Class 558, and welcome to DPS.
Thank you, Colonel. The staff members entrusted with Class 558 are state troopers, but they are more than that. They are role models, teachers, counselors, mentors, and among the most hardworking individuals in the department. Many of the graduates of Class 558 will remember their training staff for the rest of their lives, and they will be forever changed by this relationship. Leading Class 558 every step of the way was Sergeant Jason Covert. Sergeant Covert began his career with the Arizona Department of Public Safety in February 2008. Sergeant Covert was assigned to the Metro Patrol Bureau Metro East District. After 3 years, he became a DPS motor officer where he worked for an additional 5 years in the Highway Patrol Division. In 2015, Sergeant Covert completed the department's leadership and training program and was assigned to the State Gang Task Force. In 2016, he was promoted to sergeant. Sergeant Covert's first assignment as a sergeant was in the Highway Patrol Division in Casa Grande, Arizona. He later moved back to the Metro East District and Metro Patrol Bureau. Sergeant Covert served 3 years with the DPS SWAT team and received a Director's Unit Citation Award. He became an administrative sergeant for the Metro Patrol Bureau in 2018. In 2019, Sergeant Covert became the Lateral State Trooper Academy Class Sergeant, and in July 2021, he was assigned to the Arizona State Trooper Academy as a Class Sergeant. This is Sergeant Covert's second class as a Class Sergeant. Please welcome the Class Sergeant for Class 558, Jason Covert.
Good afternoon. Before I start, I would like to thank all the staff and members of the Living Bible Church for allowing us to use this beautiful facility. I would also like to thank the department heads who made time in their busy schedules to be here today. We really appreciate it. On June 13th, 2022, 11 individuals from the Arizona Department of Public Safety began their law enforcement career as members of Class 558. Our task was to provide these recruits with the basic police training necessary to get them prepared for the next phase of training. Class, 31 weeks ago, you embarked on a journey in which the staff and I made pretty clear that you would not be given anything and that you would earn everything, to include that badge you're about to get. The badge signifies more than just a piece of metal that we put on our chest. It's an accomplishment that many have tried to obtain, but only few have been able to do. As I think back on the 31 weeks, I can't help but think of the fun times we've had, both at the dog park and in the classroom, and let's not forget about OC spray or taser. There have been many challenges you all have faced that were undoubtedly something that you probably had not thought of until you were exposed to it here. The Arizona State Trooper Academy prides itself on being one of, if not the hardest academy in the state. We have pushed you in many ways that at the time you may not have understood the why, but hopefully now, when you look back, you will understand that every situation and every experience at the academy have a purpose. It's to ensure you are properly prepared to successfully complete the job of an Arizona State Trooper. Throughout your career, there will be many times you will think you are alone, when things are going bad, and when you simply are unhappy and start to think the grass may be greener at another agency. When this happens, I want you to think about why you chose the Arizona State Troopers. For some of you, it may be because we were the first that called to hire you. But for most of you, I hope it's because you had an experience either personally with an Arizona State Trooper, or you heard about an experience with an Arizona State Trooper that made you decide that this is where you wanted to have your career. Whichever the reason, hold on to it and know that it's people like each one of you that make this agency one of the best in the state. As you look back on the academy, you will not only remember how long the days were, but how fast the weeks flew by. Hold on to this moment today, because the real work begins on field training. In the beginning, you were asked why you want to be a police officer. For some of you, the answer is because it's something you've always wanted to do. For others, it was because you felt the need to serve. Whatever the reason, I want you to hold on to it. Throughout these challenging times we are experiencing in the law enforcement community, remembering your why is more important now than ever. To say I'm proud of you would be an understatement. I watched the 6 of you recruits grow in ways in which you never thought you probably could. For some of you, it's been harder than for others, but we all experienced different hills and valleys throughout this 31-week academy. Moving forward throughout your careers, as you're sworn in here on stage today, there's an interesting fact that you need to come to grips with, and that fact is, from here on out, you'll never be alone. You'll always have a family who wear the badge, who can help you get through the hardest of times, can be there for you when you need them, and can teach you to stay safe. Not all professions are like this. You're entering a very unique profession, and you should feel proud and walk with a sense of pride knowing you are an Arizona State Trooper. I want to take a moment to recognize the 21 laterals that have been molded into this class. These 21 individuals have come into an academy environment, put their pride aside, and really made this whole experience good for everyone involved. From the staff at the Arizona State Trooper Academy, thank you. Your commitment to the mission and to the understanding of the environment you were in, and your willingness to adjust at times for the better of the class speaks volumes to your character and commitment to this agency. To the family and friends of the graduates of Class 558, no matter the stories you've heard about us, we truly care for those entrusted to us. We had our moments over the last couple months, and each one of these new troopers will surely share their memories of the first day parking lot, the visit to the dog park where blood and sweat was left on the field, the friendships that will never be broken, the puking, the laughing, and the never-ending scenarios. I want to thank you for your support of these troopers. Without your support, their journey would have been much tougher. In closing, I want to leave you with this. In the beginning, on the very first day I was introduced to you, I gave you 2 words I told you would be important throughout this academy and your career. One of those words was discipline. I encourage you to continue being disciplined in your physical fitness and your continued education of law, because it could save your life, your career, or both. The other word was details. As you've heard me say many, many times, it's the details in this job that could cost you your life. It's paying attention to the little things. In football, a small offsides penalty could bring back a touchdown score. In this job, not watching somebody's hands could cost you your life. Don't ever forget to pay attention to the little things. Gandhi said, "Be the change you wish to see in this world." I encourage you to be the change that is much needed throughout our profession. It's been a blessing and an honor being your class sergeant. I want you to know my phone is always on, and if you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to call. Be safe, have fun, enjoy your career, and remember, wearing that tan uniform with that badge with 7 points means you're a cut above the rest. You not only represent yourself, but everyone else that puts on that badge. You will have a lasting impression on everyone you come into contact with, so make it a good one. Congratulations, Class 558. At this time, I would like to recognize the recruit training troopers for Class 558. We have worked very closely over the past 31 weeks, and I saw firsthand how much they have sacrificed to ensure our success of our class. They have been mentors and role models for the new troopers, and they have helped me ensure that we have provided the best training possible. I could not have done this without them. Would the recruit training troopers from Class 558 please join me on stage? I'd like to introduce them to you. From left to right, Trooper Nicholas Westbrook, Trooper Brian Dillon, and Trooper Jeremy Sigmund. On behalf of the class and myself, I would like to thank you for your efforts, assistance, and dedication. I would also like to thank Sergeant Jason Christie, Sergeant Ken Norton, and Captain Brandon Powell for their hard work and dedication to Class 558 success. Now I have the honor of introducing the class speaker. Representing Class 558, Trooper Bennett.
Good afternoon, command staff, distinguished guests, friends, family, recruits, and laterals, Class 558. My name is Hunter Bennett, and it is an honor and a privilege to stand before you today to say a few words. I want to start off by thanking each and every one of you for being here today to show your support and to celebrate the amazing accomplishment that the men and women that stand before you on this stage have achieved. I want to thank you for all the love and support you have shown us throughout the academy as we have come home bruised and exhausted both mentally and physically. I want to thank you for encouraging us when our spirits were at our lowest and celebrating with us when they were at their highest, or when we achieved some small victory or benchmark during the academy that may seem laughably insignificant to an outsider, but meant everything to us. Even now, I'm willing to bet that many of you really have no idea how pivotal your love and support was in allowing us to reach this milestone in our lives. For that, and all the many sacrifices that you have made for us along the way, I once again want to thank you. I would also like to thank Sergeant Covert, Trooper Westbrook, Trooper Dillon, Trooper Sigmund, and all the other instructors and staff at PURPA for all their hard work and dedication in turning us from a bunch of raw recruits into Arizona State Troopers. I cannot imagine the frustration you must have experienced during this process, and thank you for never giving up on us, even when we made mistakes that would make even the most patient person in the world want to pull their hair out. Your leadership, guidance, and instruction has allowed us to achieve and do things that we never before thought possible. Finally, I want to thank the laterals that joined our class for taking us recruits under their wing and sharing their wealth of knowledge and experience with us. You could have easily segregated yourselves and looked down on us, but instead you chose to become our mentors and classmates and to share what you knew in an effort to make us even better troopers. Thank you. I do not know if you're all aware of this, but the State Trooper Academy is one of the longest law enforcement academies in the state and is one of the longest academies in the country. For 31 weeks, we have received the finest training available in firearms, defensive tactics, driving, first aid, and much more so that we can serve the citizens of Arizona to the absolute best of our ability. For the past 8 months, we could have done anything we wanted to with our lives, but we chose to be here, to find our limits, and to push past them. We chose to challenge ourselves mentally and physically and to put the needs and safety of others before ourselves. We chose to be, and we chose to join, one of the finest law enforcement agencies in the world. We chose to become Arizona State Troopers. While we are the same people that we have always been, when we walk out of here today with a shiny new badge on our chest, a trooper hat on our head and a gun on our hip, and an eagerness to make a difference in our hearts, we will become transformed in the eyes of the public. We'll become someone a child looks up to, dresses up for Halloween, and wants to be someday. We'll become someone people turn to for help when they feel helpless and don't know what else to do. We will become someone people expect to automatically have all the answers to their questions. We'll become someone strangers place complete trust in to protect them and always do the right thing. We will become someone who people look to as a beacon of calm and a pillar of strength when it seems like the world is crumbling around them. We will become all of these things because on our chest we wear a golden badge and on our heads a trooper's hat. These are symbols of our profession and transform us in the eyes of the public from individuals and strangers to authority figures and people they can trust. However, as Spider-Man's Uncle Ben once said, with great power comes great responsibility, and our new position comes with new duties and responsibilities. We have a duty to uphold the values and maintain the professionalism, honor, and the courage and sacrifice of those who have come before us and given everything that they had to this department and to this profession. We have a duty to preserve and build upon the reputation of this department so that we can pass it on to those who come after us, to pass on a name that inspires confidence and a legacy that is beyond reproach. We have a duty to our fellow troopers to be locked in and focused every shift, and if need be, to lay down our lives for each other. We have a duty to the citizens of Arizona who we serve and to the public who we have sworn to protect. We have a duty to serve them to the absolute best of our abilities and with the dedication and professionalism that they deserve. We have a duty to be courteous in our behavior and ever vigilant in our actions. We have a duty to carry ourselves as professionals and to work to be worthy of the badge that we wear every time we put it on and pull out of the driveway. We have a duty to our families to come home safely at the end of the shift, both physically and mentally, and to not let the many stresses and challenges of the job follow us home. We owe it to our families to dedicate the same amount of time that we spend every day helping strangers in the course of our duties at work. We owe them the same amount of energy at home. Finally, we have a duty to ourselves to take care of our health, both physically and mentally, and to remember who we are outside the badge. We have a duty to remind ourselves every day why it is we do what we do. And finally, if we can no longer remember our why, we have a duty to take off the badge and hang up the hat so that a future generation of troopers can take over and distinguish themselves with the finest law enforcement agency in Arizona. This academy has truly been an unforgettable experience, and I want to thank my fellow recruits. We've had one hell of a ride, and I wouldn't want to have gone through it with any other group of guys. We've seen each other grow as troopers and as people, and have had a lot of fun in the process. I want to wish you all a long, happy, and safe career, and it is the honor of my life to serve beside you as troopers. Thank you.
Thank you, Trooper Bennett. I would now like to introduce Captain Brandon Powell. Captain Powell is a ranking DPS commander and one of 2 command-level officers assigned to the Academy in support of the Academy Commander. Captain Powell is Executive Officer for Class 558, overseeing all aspects of the training program for this class, culminating with today's ceremony. Captain Powell will reveal the awards presented to individual leaders within the class and introduce the class video. Please welcome Captain Powell.
Thank you, Major Beck. Good afternoon. Every individual in Class 558 has worked hard to achieve their goal of becoming peace officers. I would, however, like to take the opportunity to recognize a few individuals who have demonstrated exceptional performance within 5 categories during their time in the Academy. The first award is in the area of academics. Throughout the Academy, the students experience over 1,100 hours of training to include 49 tests and an overall comprehensive final exam. The award for the top recruit in the area of academics is presented to the student with the highest academic average. With an overall average score of 89.66, congratulations to Hunter Bennett. The next award is for firearms. This award is presented to the student with the highest combined score from 2 day and 2 night qualifications. With a perfect score of 250 out of 250, congratulations to Johan Romero. The next award is for the top recruit in the area of physical fitness. This is presented to the student with the highest physical fitness scores throughout their academy training. With an overall score of 87.80, congratulations to Hunter Bennett. The award for top overall recruit is presented to the recruit who has demonstrated the most versatility in the areas of firearms, physical fitness, and academics. With an overall score of 91.25, congratulations to Hunter Bennett. The final category is for exemplary recruit. This recognition is given to an individual chosen by the rest of their class. The class voted by secret ballot for the recruit they believe represents the spirit of the class through leadership, humility, integrity, and determination. The result of the vote remains secret until this moment. The Exemplary Recruit Award goes to Johan Romero. Please join me in congratulating all of the award winners as they return to their seats. The recruits in Class 558 have completed some of the most impactful training of their career. Their experiences at the Academy will last a lifetime. They have been pushed mentally, physically, and academically. They have experienced varying levels of adversity and have demonstrated proficiency in the areas that will serve them well in their new roles in their respective communities. You have likely seen the transformation into the complex world of policing and public service take place. Many of you have shared in the joys, frustrations, and challenges of your loved ones, but you have not quite experienced the day-to-day Academy life. The staff of Class 558 would like to share some of these moments with you in a class video. We hope you enjoy.
Thank you, Captain Powell. Some of our graduates are related to current members of the law enforcement community and have elected to have their badge presented by their law enforcement family member. All other badges will be presented by Colonel Hunter. This is not the badge pinning ceremony, which family members will participate in later in the ceremony. On day one of the academy, the staff tells the class that they will not simply be handed a badge, that a badge must be earned. The department's badge is a continuing legacy that spans a history from this moment back to 1931, when the first 14 officers donned an Arizona Highway Patrol badge. Colonel Hunter and the recruit training troopers, please come to the stage for the presentation of the badges. As we are celebrating here today, we encourage you to make some noise as these names are called. Squad 1, please rise. The first badge is presented to Hunter Bennett. The next badge will be presented by Arizona Department of Public Safety Captain Lane Szyminski to his son, Shane Szyminski. Omar Marquez. Enrique Verdugo. Adrian Benuelos Cabrera. Johan Romero. Squad 2, please rise. The next badge is presented to Daniel Lobby. Kendall Rapier. Ryan Maccabee. Rebecca Schubert. Matthew McCormick. Gregorio Ledesma. Chris Palma. Squad 3, please rise. The next badge is presented to Chayton Gunn. Leonardo Prieto. Timothy Robertson. Matthew Horetsky. Jim Watson. Tyler Langmack. Nicholas Henderson. Squad 4, please rise. The next badge is presented to Nathaniel Chambers. Jacob Doyle. Silas Lewis. Joshua Nash. Zachary Schmitz. John Patamavong. Austin Shad. Thank you, sir. The one remaining badge on the badge display is fitted with a shroud in remembrance of the 30 department troopers who have fallen in the line of duty. There's a long-standing tradition in the police community involving the pinning of the badge. I will ask Captain Powell to come forward to direct the pinning of the badge.
The new trooper selected someone of significance to pin their badge on their uniform for the very first time. Someone who has been with them through the ups and downs of life, and someone who will be there now and throughout this challenging career. The badge pinning process will be completed by squad designation. If you are pinning the badge on for your loved one, hopefully the appropriate squad number has been communicated to you. There will be time and opportunity to take additional photos after the ceremony. Squad 1, please rise. Post. At this time, I would like to invite this selected family member to come to the front of the stage to join your loved one. Squad 1, post. Squad 2, please rise. Post. At this time, I would like to invite the selected family member to come to the front of the stage to join your loved one. Squad 2, post. Squad 3, please rise. Post. At this time, I would like to invite the selected family member to come to the front of the stage to join your loved one. Squad 3, post. Squad 4, please rise. Post. At this time, I would like to invite the selected family member to come to the front of the stage to join your loved one. Squad 4, post.
The final step in the journey from citizen to trooper is the administration of the oath of office. The certifying body for Peace Officer Authority in the state of Arizona, the Arizona Peace Officer Standards and Training Board, has provided the oath of office, which Colonel Hunter now holds. Colonel Hunter, it's your pleasure. Please administer the oath of office to Class 558.
The oath of office represents a trust between society and a peace officer. The oath of office for the peace officer is the binding representation of this trust, a trust that is dedicated to our policing profession and our fellow police officers, our agency, and most importantly, the citizens you serve. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Hunter Bennett.
I, Shane Szyminski.
I, Omar Marquez. I, Enrique Verdugo.
I, Adrian Manuel Cabrera.
I, Jan O'Neill.
I, Daniel Levy.
I, Kendall Rapier.
I, Ryan McPhee.
I, Rebecca Schubert.
I, Matthew McCormick. I, Gregorio Ledesma.
I, Chris Palma.
I, Shane Gunn.
I, Leonardo Prieto. I, Timothy Robertson.
I, Matthew Horetsky. I, Jim Watson.
I, Tyler Legnack. I, Nicholas Henderson.
I, Nathaniel Chambers.
I, Jacob Doyle. I, Silas Lewis.
I, Joshua Nash. I, Zachary Smith. I, John Tamawan.
I, Austin Shad.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and the laws of the state of Arizona,
and the
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and defend them against enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of a peace officer to the best of my ability. So help me God. Hands down.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Arizona's newest state troopers. We would like to thank lead pastor Scott Anderson and all the staff at the Living Word Bible Church who have graciously worked with us and made everything come together during the days of planning and practice leading up to today's ceremony. We'd also like to thank the many dedicated members of the department who have worked tirelessly in getting these new troopers to this point in their training and careers. To the friends and family of these new troopers, we thank you for the support you provided them, which has allowed them to succeed in reaching this milestone. Please rise for the retrieval of the colors.
Stand by. Troopers, officers, and all uniform personnel, out and put. Color guard, forward, march. Ready, fight. Reset, arm. Color guard, prepare to retreat. Retreat. Color. Forward. March.
Sergeant Covert, please come forward to retire the guidon and dismiss your class for the final time.